I've always been very happy-go-lucky, and I've always been the fun kind of person that you'd come across. I it is impossible for me to shut up. I have to go on yakking all the time, and one thing that is extremely distinctive about me is I keep singing or humming. I sing when I'm happy. I sing when I'm sad. I sing out loud even in the loo. So basically, I sing all the time. I've always been surrounded by friends. One of my closest friends was Tripti, and she and I were inseparable. Most people thought we were sisters. We were that close. I've always had a very close walk with God. For me, He's my best friend. He's a real person, someone I can run to, I can go and talk to. And my prayers till now have never been complicated. They're all simple, like I'm talking to my father, like I'm talking to my best friend. When I was about 19 years old, my dad had a paralytic stroke, and he's fine now, but we as a family were not comfortable with him getting back to work because he had to travel a lot. And when I got an offer to work in Bangalore, a completely new city, I took it up and I went ahead. When I moved to Bangalore, obviously it was an extremely new place for me. I didn't know anybody there. So my life basically revolved around work, and just work. If I went to church, it was only on Sunday, and that's it. I tried my best to keep in touch with my friends back in Hyderabad, but they also got busy with work. I also got busy with work. So basically, we just moved apart. At this point, my closest friend Tripti, even she moved out of the country, and we kept in touch, but things were obviously not the same.
The hectic schedule and the sudden lack of friends and recreation took a toll on Rachel's health.
I would find myself down in the dumps. I would never have any idea why I was like that, and I didn't feel like eating much. I would feel extremely tired. There have been days I would come home, just go and sleep. That's it. My colleagues obviously saw that there was a difference in me because it was a stark difference. And they would come up and ask me, Rachel, why are you so down? And what scared me was I didn't have an answer to it. I could stay away from my cell phone a whole week and it still would not record a single missed call or a text message.
The feelings of loneliness only grew worse by the day. Rachel decided to see a psychiatrist to figure out what was happening to her.
So when I went and met him, he said I had signs of clinical depression. And that just shocked me. He put me on antidepressants. And, there was no saying, or rather there was no timeline given for when I'd be normal again.
Rachel's counselor encouraged her and reminded her that God still had great plans for her. He told her to make a deliberate decision to come out of this depression and also to inform her parents and close friends so that they can help her out.
I told Tripti what the problem was, and my parents, my sister and Tripti were all supportive. My parents would go all out to keep my mom would do this. She would text me and say, you know what, we still love you, don't forget that. And my cell phone finally had some texts on it, so I was very happy. My sister would, suddenly she'd come up to office and take me out for lunch. And Tripti, every single day she would send me an email to tell me that she was there for me, even though she was in another country. And she and I would keep our G-Talk on at all times, just so that I knew that she was still there for me no matter what. I realized that now was the time for a reality check. And I stopped and asked myself, where was I? What was I doing? Had I really forgotten who mattered the most to me? I've always looked at Jesus as my best friend. And through this time all, I seem to have forgotten that he was there. I had forgotten that he records in the Bible that he's called me his friend. I had to make a conscious decision to get out of it. And so I started writing to God. I felt I could communicate better when I wrote. And this time, I started writing all happy things. And at that point, I decided that even though the doctor said I should be on antidepressants, I took a decision and said, no. My problem was I had moved away from Jesus. I stopped focusing on him. And that was the problem that needed to be rectified.
With the help of Jesus, Rachel walked out of a depressed life into a life filled with hope and joy and singing.
It's been over a year now, and here I am. I'm happy, I'm confident of who I am. My friends are still no longer around me. My best friend is still away from me in another country. But it no longer pulls me down. I'm no longer depressed about it. Because I know for a fact that the one who really matters is with me. And that Jesus Christ, my best friend, is going to hold me close to Him no matter what. And that's why I go